everybody, and welcome to this analysis video on Lil and VP at ESL 1 Hamburg. They've just, as of today, won the grand final versus Team Secret after... No, Secret played that good, but I think it's Virtus.pro's first major victory, so a big step forward for them as a team. They've been a team that always has been placing very well and been dominant all the way up to the last hurdle, much like their playstyle. Very, very dominant, sometimes all the way up to high ground. So this video is going to cover exclusively Lil, looking at him specifically. In game 1 he plays Enchantress, and in game 2 he plays Chen. So they're very similar heroes, so it's an interesting contrast and comparison to make. We'll get into it now. Now I've got notes on my other monitor to look at them, but to scroll down through them, I'll need to switch over. So I'll just show a be right back screen. So don't worry about that for the few seconds that will show. We're going to skip the draft here. I'm only going to note the composition and the first two bands here. I think are really good. Lich is a hero that just will mess with your lanes, and there's very little you can do to stop that. So it's a hero that Virtus.pro just do not want to deal with. So best to ban it. Night Stalker is a hero that I honestly think they could probably deal with, but it's something that they don't want to pick themselves, and it's something that can kind of just be very difficult to deal with, and vision, to deny vision is just super powerful. So, you know, they're gonna, by banning these two heroes, they kind of guarantee themselves, one, that you can't guaranteed stop their lanes winning, and two, that you can't guaranteed limit their vision, and thus their ability to make good informed map movements and take good initiations in fights. So we're going to pause here now that we've got both teams, and I really want to point out just how much of a classic VP draft this is. Very few teams would run, and certainly run successfully, what VP are doing here. What they've done with this lineup is it's kind of two frontline heroes, two backline heroes, and one kind of mere intermediary is the word I'm looking for, in the Vengeful Spirit. So it's very well balanced, very well rounded, super strong in lanes, and pumps out a lot of physical damage. It's really a physical based lineup, with some supplementary magic, of course. So Secret have tried to counterpick a bit. They really like the Spirit Breaker, and they've chosen Mirana as a counter this game to the Enchantress, and a Timbersaw to deal with the lane pressure. Now, they don't need a lot of physical DPS from their carry that Ace would be playing, because they've got the Pugner to take buildings and they've got the Lena to pump out physical. So he's just a more general damage dealing hero who can do well up against the Brewmaster if he were to lane that, but he doesn't. VP swap him out so that he gets a solo lane bot. So most of this game I think I'm gonna watch through free camera and the player perspective on Lil. We'll fast forward as much as we can. So strong aggressive movement from VP. They get this ward here, and they do this in game 2. They do this to take control of the area that they want early. So in game 1 they're going to be playing around the top half of the map. They're going to play two heroes top with Ramses and Lil in an aggro duel. They're going to have two heroes mid with No One and Solo, and they're going to have Pasha bot solo. And this is really good for the rest of the heroes. Pasha is the only one that's super level dependent on the Brewmaster. Puppy and Yapsul immediately looking to put maximum pressure on. Just where the ogre is a fantastic pick. Very few heroes can do what he's doing right now and just be fearless. You know, manning up against a Spirit Breaker with all venom. So what Lil has done is Secretive anticipated that Lil's going to be playing in this area. This is just what an Enchantress will do. You know, it's a hero with free boots. This is why they picked the Timbersaw. So they blocked up that camp. Lil has gone to this camp. Note again the warding coming out from VP. They want to control this half of the map. So having 3 heroes bot is quite fine for them. They've got the Ogre to be this buffer. So back to the Enchantress. There's not a whole lot that Lil can really do because of the creep spawns and because of the lane matchup. He does have a Blightstone, which I think is a fantastic choice up against the Timber. This is when Timber is vulnerable, you know, before he level 3 particularly, in 10 points in reactive. But it's not too bad because of the Wave of Terror for the damage reduction and Blightstone. So a really nice smoke coming out. He's seen that he can't really do a whole lot mid, so top. So he's decided to get the 2 mud golems and go mid and create this tri-lane versus tri-lane mid where they're gonna just smash them. So the arrow kills the golem and it creates 2 more golems. So it backfires onto the Absol. Unfortunately for him. So Lil just being super active, which is good. Certainly good this game. Super important to win these lanes hard, and that is VP's style and what they do really well. So back up to control the rune, and controlling this half you'll also be able to come back and take this rune. Yeah, so just zoning and putting much pressure as possible. This is a super sick play that almost pays off. 4 hurl boulders is 125 magic damage each, right? So that is 4 times, that is 500 magic damage, level 1, 2 minutes into the game. It's good stuff. So it's just a lot of pressure coming up. A little scaling quite fun, considering all this. Yeah, he's controlling runes, and that's the key to it. He's not taking any lane. Yeah, it's a nice play here using the cyclone from all the way back here. But yeah, look, he's not taking lane XP, so he's just controlling the runes and using his creeps really aggressively and effectively. It's a solid play. You also notice he's actually quite low on HP. This is a 300 HP hero, right? But he's not phased, and that's because of the nature of the damage he's up against. Timbersaw can't really do anything to him until he gets Chakram, and Potom without levels is not a threat. So Lil's quite fun to play this aggressively. Just making this as easy as lane as possible for his core, his carry. So Timber's doing quite fine in terms of XP and levels, but he would be doing that much better if Lil wasn't there. He would be crushing if Lil wasn't there. So Yapsaw, his role this game, his purpose as Marana is really to limit Lil's influence. And this is what he's trying to do. He couldn't, unfortunately, do anything mid, but he's just trying to zone out Lil from the areas he wants to be. Oh, Ramses is up there. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. So we only really saw one smoke play towards mid, and the rest of the time Yapsal's been on the case, been keeping vision. Yapsal keeping vision on Lil is really a preventative measure as much as anything to ensure that he Lil can't make that same play onto mid 1. But at this point in the game, the lanes are pretty won pretty heavily. You know, 2,500 at 5 minutes, 5-0. He's done the job. He's done the role perfectly. And at this point, he needs to continue to scale. So it's okay for him to spend more time farming. It's also, you should note, that Timbersaw has hit level 5 now. It's very difficult for them to kill him. You'll see that here. This is a 6-second all-up stun. He hasn't even brought him close to half HP. He's only missing 300 HP. They just, you know, they can't really do the damage straight up until he gets this item, perhaps. This medallion, no boots, because you've essentially got free boots anyway. No boots, Enchantress, straight medallion. So between the 4 armor of Wave of Terror and the 7 of medallion, it's gonna be 11 minus armor from a maximum of 15. So a maximum of 4 that Ace could have. Super effective. Excuse me. Alright, so the courier's coming out with the medallion now. Lil's getting in position for this gank. He lets the centaur go. Probably because he wants to slow. And with the rotation of the sniper, they have enough damage, enough magic damage, importantly. So in the mid lane that opens up a bit of a window for mid 1 to go in, and he knows he has to kind of take this chance, but it bites him in the ass because he dies from the tower, and no one's quite happy about that. So really good itemization coming out from Lil enables that play to happen, and a good rotation from no one as well to really get on top of this Timbersaw. And because of the nature of the gank and the kill, this opens up the window for this tower. This is essentially the offlane tower, right? It's the most isolated and least able to be defended. So for a hero like Enchantress, it's a good, easy pickings to pressure. A little bit tired today, sorry boys. I'll try not to yawn too much. So from this point, Lil 8 minutes in is level 4, almost 5. It's okay progression, but he really wants to accelerate that a little bit, or at least keep on pace. So it's important for him to do that, lest he fall off. So at the moment, he's considering a Rod of Atos for some additional lockdown and control. And I think that's an okay purchase, but he doesn't end up getting it. He goes for a different build. So just adjust my... Okay. So there's not a lot happening here. We're gonna fast forward as much as possible here. So what happens here is repeated a little bit. Despite being behind secret, play really deliberately aggressively into the enemy jungle. Now they've got the ability to kill heroes. They've got nuking power, so they try to threaten as much as possible now that they've taken this bottom tower, and Lil TPs for that, which is fine. He plays with his team really well. I think I should be drinking some coffee instead of tea. So same thing happens here, but no one with this ward sees it coming, and at least with D ward in about a minute or so. So Lil just continuing to scale, sitting down beside his cores. He'll get the tome, which will bring him up to level 6. it's really just not a whole lot particularly happening for Lil. They get wiped here a little bit. It's a very deep fight. They commit onto the shrine, and it gives Secret the ability to respond. Bit of an ad hoc improvised play that just kind of backfires a little bit. Neither of Secret's two powerful cores were able to do it. They only really went on it because the Brewmaster was forced into using ult. But they do kill the Lina, so it's not a complete loss, even though it's a 4 for 1. Yeah. So again, same thing happens again, Bob. Instead of being able to farm this big creep wave that we saw, Lil gets pushed. Instead of the rest of the team dying, it's now the cores that are dying. So it's really good pressure from Secret. VP they haven't hit a stage where they want to be forcing objectives themselves, but they're getting forced into the fights because of Secret's play. So well done to Secret. So again, Lil just trying to scale a little bit. I think for context, the items that they're really wanting are this Blink Dagger predominantly, which Passion now almost has. Yeah, I think no one wants to use Maelstrom. And there's going to be a Mask of Madness completed on Ramses. But the predominant thing is this Brew. They're trying to fight around the Brew. Brew ult is the most powerful spell in the game right now. So that's kind of the core of why Lil is playing the way he is. And you'll note, whenever you can, Wild Ring Roopers especially to pressure lanes, push lanes, because it relieves pressure. Him pushing out top relieves pressure bot. So we're going to fast forward a little bit again. We get a kill on the Pugner, which is good. I think there's a smoke play coming up very soon. Yeah, after they get a return kill on the Spirit Breaker. Push out the lane, don't go for the tower. And then there's a smoke play. Now that the lane has been pushed in bot, and I think Fighter, no, he didn't TP there, but he's pushing the lane back in. Timbersaw is also pushing in. So waves coming in here, or pressure coming in here, pressure coming in bot lane. Opens the window in the mid a little bit for Secret to smoke past this ward and take Roche, and this is what the Enchantress enables. It's a really, really good Roche tank. So between this Alpha Wolf, the Medallion of Courage, which also is a very, very handy enabler, 3 levels in Wave of Terror. That is 12 minus armor on Roche, and it goes down before Secret can respond. They don't get an objective in return. From the time Fighter was here pushing lane to here, it's when VP have taken Roche. So instead of going down bot with it, VP go top. There's a kill on the Pugner with the Brute ult. Secret now retreat. Blitz said it best in regards to taking the Aegis. What you want when you take Aegis is not to take a fight immediately. What you want with this Aegis is to use the pressure of having an Aegis to take map control. You want to use those, you'd say 4 minutes, first 4 minutes of the Aegis, to simply exploit the fact that you are stronger than them, to pressure them without actually taking the fight, to pressure them by virtue of being able to have the fight into free towers and map control. So it's very much like posturing using Black Hole. It's a resource that you don't want to expend, you want to leverage. Yeah, you want to leverage it. So it's intelligent use from VP here. Yes. So, watching Lil, I don't think he's got any creeps doing anything right now. He's very, very good as a player using his creeps for individual purposes, whether that be pushing or whether that be something else, but predominantly pushing. So, lane's continually getting pushed in on the side by Secret. They wanna stop VP being able to just walk down a lane and take a tower. So it's very important for them to push these sidelines. So Lil will just play around his team because he can't really push solo. Really nice scouting, by the way, with this Harpy. Scouting on the shrine. Very, very low risk. Also, what would you say? It's a very expendable creep that he's using, and to a lesser degree his hero is quite expendable and pretty tanky with the solar crest treads and raindrops too. So he's not able to get bursted right now. Very important that he scaled so that he could do that and thus play aggressively. So now VP have the ability to go down the lane. They've got the lanes in a decent pressure. Timbersaw is good at de-pushing, but he's not good at actually threatening towers himself. So, all heroes missing, Timbersaw's backed. Excuse me. They've just decided to play safe here with Sentry Vision VP. Scouting again with the Wild Ring Ripper. Again, superb use of creeps. He does this as well as anybody. I think that was a shrapnel behind them actually. Yeah, it was, just to be sure, because they just didn't have any vision. So initiation comes out from the only place that Secret could have, behind the tower, because of the good scouting, and they get 2 support kills. Yeah, they get 2 support kills. There's no real big ults on Secret. They're a bit of a higher tempo team. So, they haven't really gained the ability by killing the supports to go high ground. So it's just back up and continue farming, continue amassing your lead. I should have had net worth up here a little bit ago, but that's fine. So, right now I think Lil builds, what he does is build a cloak for survivability against, well, all of the heroes really. If I said VP was a physical based team, Secret are a very magical based team. Spirit Breaker, very much all magic. Despite being, you know, an attack based hero, it's all bash, all magic. Timbersaw more pure damage, but same thing. All magic damage from your utility bottom, all magic damage from Pugner, and predominantly magic damage from Lena. So build a cloak, which is a good item here. They get a pick off as they move top. Timbersaw trying to push bot, but again the issue with Timbersaw, doesn't actually threaten the towers very well. So nice aggressive wards in. They can see where Secret are kind of posturing, or where they're rotating, you know, through the map. And Lil can trust in his teammates in this situation to play the map correctly. So he's fine just to jungle at various points when there's no need to be pushing or anything. But again, man, look at that creep control. Look at that creep control. Easily denied that double damage, which, you know, could have gone to Alina or whatever. So creep control again, pushing top. I don't think they killed the Timbersaw here, but slow it down a little bit. Look how aggressive he's being with his hero. So it's an easy kill by flanking the Lina. The Brewmaster ult has just been super powerful so far. So instead of going for the Glimmer Cape, which you might think is a fair purchase, Lil actually goes for a 4-staff. 4-staff after his Solar Crest. And that's just for kind of general positioning and kiting. The team formation, or their team, I'll call it formation in the fight, is very important for VP. I talked about them having two frontliners, and the Ogre can't really frontline as well anymore. So it's really very important that the Brew is able to do work. Again, man, creep control. Look how often creeps go and scout and, mess with the wave. It's super impressive, and very hard for an observer to pick up if you're commentating the game. I don't think they, I wouldn't have noticed a lot of these things unless I was specifically watching. Like right now, there's a creep in the Roche pit right now to scout out if Secret were going to make a smoke play into it, which they could, with the Solar Crest, and probably damage from Lina is enough. So VP see Hero's bot, and they've decided they can walk into the pit because they've got very good vision. They've just denied vision here. And they got a... Wait. Yeah. So you can see how vulnerable, even with the items that Timbersaw has gone. 3 very, very, very defensive items in nature, which is not uncommon for Timbersaw. But you can see even then how under threat he is by the armor reduction between Lil and Ramses. So again, it's just kind of trading farm right now. They've got the Aegis again, which is going to provide them the ability to take more map control. Last time they used the Aegis to take these towers, and this time they'll ideally want to take the Aegis and use it to destroy these towers, or even go high ground, conceivably. So just sitting behind your core when he's in a vulnerable position. No one's picked up a BKB, which is a really smart purchase. So that prevents any plays. Sick thunderclap from Pasha there. Guarantees the kill, otherwise Puppy would have been able to escape. So yeah, look, when VP are doing this map control mode of play, they're very good defensively. They're not allowing Secret the opportunity to... Fortunate initiation. They're not allowing Secret the opportunity to go on their cores like they wanted to, and like they were able to in the say 8 to 12 minutes, I think it was, down here. So anyway, back to Lil. He's really building into this utility style Avenge. This is not a scaling carry edge. This is just utility. Play your backline role. He's essentially the secondary backline damage dealer, secondary range damage dealer. He's just buffing his team with creeps and with catapult and with a heal, as we'll see in a little bit. So now with the Aegis on no one, with the BKB, they're able to go high ground, or at least siege high ground. There's very little that Secret can do here. Now look at the point out the formation here. This is a formation that's kind of like coiled, right? Where it's kind of like a coiled spring right now. It's facing back, but at any point forward, if this here is no one, and this point here at the back is Ramses, it's at any point ready to spring forward with the blink dagger from Pasha and the swap from Ramses. So it's just ready to pounce. It's a bait, and perfect bait because of the Aegis. It's very, very hard for Secret to initiate onto this, especially with the heroes. So Solo is in a good position because he can, if I can slow it down, I can show you the cast ranges. He can kind of initiate on anybody that goes on no one. Lil in a similar position can kind of, initiate anyone here. Pasha is able to initiate in a little bit further, and Ramses is well back for the swap. So really, really good formation, really good discipline, enabled by the Aegis. I don't think, well, enabled mostly by the BKB and secondarily by the Aegis. So Secret decided we're going to go in. I've had enough of this. I'm not going to let the tower go. They've got the ward down, so they have enough vision. Ace goes in, but he gets broken by this Silver Edge. Literally broken, snapped in half like a twig. Nice LSA, but it's not enough. So Lil pops the heal, gets close. He's used his Solar Crest already. Ogre falls, but that's fine. It's an Ogre. That's fine. 2 heroes down for that. BKB popped and spells used. So that, no, they do get that kill. The decrept sniper. So now Brute ults. Off cooldown, they'll use it to secure the racks. I'm not going to replay this bit because it's relevant how Lil's playing this. So now that the Ogre is dead, Lil is the least valuable team member and the most vulnerable, the most squishy, most susceptible to burst. So he's put himself in a position where he can hit the racks, and he's next to mid one. Wait, what? So yeah, he's next to the 3 cores, right? So anybody that initiates on here, Ramses picked up a really cool position between these 2 heroes and Brew in front. So anybody first has to go through Brew, which is where the bottom's being dealt with. Secondarily has to get through Ramses, which is what's happened now. They've initiated onto Lil. It's essentially bait. They've initiated onto Lil, and mid one has been swapped in. It's basically a trade. You want to go onto one of us, we're going to take in one of you, and your is going to be more important than ours. So the stun comes out, and mid one gets shredded, and that's a perfect trade. Perfect trade. So they get the racks, they get the important kills. Timbersaw respawns. Brewmaster is getting out now. Gets the blink. The Ace isn't able to cancel TP, is not able to stun. I'm not sure if Ramsey dies here, he's got cheese. He might die just because it's so isolated. Do they have dust? Yeah, they got a sentry. Arrow does not connect. I'm not sure what happened to the cheese. Anyway, yeah, this didn't look like he used it. So VP take a couple of casualties while they're retreating. That's fine, they got the racks. Don't have Aegis anymore, but that's also fine. So what is Lil doing right here? So they go, this is pretty funny actually. This is unfortunate for Secret. So this arrow kind of connects, but Puppy doesn't expect it to connect. He wants to go on the hero showing here. So Fada and Yaps all commit. No one pops the BKB, and he just kills Fada. Just kills Fada. So Fada gets baited in by his team, unfortunately. Yeah. So we're up to 33 minutes in. Yeah, look, we've covered all the themes of the game. I'll just show you how it closes out. Again, nothing much happening. So they're just they lose Pasha, unfortunately. So just playing your role right now as an Ench. He's going for Glimmer as well, so he's ended up with a Solar, Glimmer, and 4 Staff. 3 really good defensive as well as aggressive items. Yeah, so he's not trying to do too much. It's really important to frame it that way. He's not trying to do too much. He's just doing his role and he's doing it well. And in a professional team setting like this, that's all you need. In a pub, it's harder to make that work consistently. Again, look at that. Super strong swap. And Lil doesn't have to do too much to make it work. Yeah, where are we? Okay, so they've transitioned top. I'm gonna get this tower. Tip is bot. Roche is up again, so I think that's where they go with the smoke. No, they go for... Yeah, this is ball breaking. This ward and this sentry spot out the Lina. A fantastic play from Solo, that's why he gets a Mercedes. It's a Mercedes sentry right there. So the kill on the Lina. BKB popped by Ramses. Look at how much she's getting killed up by Lil. And this is super sad for Ace. Feel his pain. Tibache misses. He gets broken. And is a dead man. Yeah, so fast forward a little bit here. Living Cape completed. Roshan taken. Just playing around. Look how much he's just playing around this teammates at this point, you know? No pressure, don't do too much. I think over here. If we come here. Just creeps. He's using his creeps. Like he plays very similarly to Chen and Ench, where he uses his hero with his team. And the creeps will often be doing their own thing. Scouting and performing various functions. So now, I point out the split pushing here. Timbersaw was just mid, but is TP'd back to defend. And Lina's top, because VP have such an advantage, a territorial advantage with towers, they can make this trade. And it's super good for them. Not only do they deal a huge amount of physical damage to towers, they do it with some more relevant towers. So while mid one is trying to push and force a reaction, VP are not going to take that. If they can take this building, they can also take the top racks, whereas there's still a tier 2 mid. This is probably going to fall actually to the creeps, but regardless, it's just a better position to be trading from. So VP recognize that and exploit that. So Solo again, very expendable and very aggressively positions. There's a bit of a replay bug there. Show on the positional thing. There's smoke actually from Secret. It's a good play. Good play to have smoke like this. So this time, where's he? There is an Aegis on sniper, but Ramses is being the aggressor because he he got cheese. They go on the Pugner, and he just gets blown up. Lil is just at the back using his Glimmer Cape on the relevant hero. Using his heal on the relevant heroes. And a decrypt? Yeah, decrypt. Decrypt don't help you. Pasha plays super well in this Brewmaster as well. So they've taken the racks. Mid one's just taken tower. So buyback has come out from Pugner, buyback from Timber. VP in no rush. It's gonna back up. BKB from Pasha and a TP top. Just check this out. So mid one commits for the racks through that. Nice blink from Pasha, dodges the stun, and he turns around. Fighter tries to chase VP because he thinks this is the only kind of opportunity they're going to get. But he just gets turned around. And at this point, it's a bit of an insurmountable advantage. Yeah. I want to point out one last thing just about the game in general. An interesting purchases for the Boots of Travel on Timber and on Brewmaster. He had Boots of Travel level 1, I think after Midas. And that was really illustrative of the type of game this was. This was a split pushing game for a large portion in the mid game. And that's where the Ench scouting was kind of the maximum contribution Lil could make on this Enchantress. Now, his hero didn't dominate that phase of the game, but the previous phase set him up for his team up for success in that. So this isn't the type of game that Ench was going to succeed and dominate the entire way through. He just performed his role. And he performed that role really well. So that's game 1. I might cut the video there and we'll make another video for game 2. Cheers for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.